A young boy clings to a cliffside, trembling as his father lies dead below on the beach. The men who killed him watch from above, unaware that the frightened child will grow into the creature that later haunts their kingdom. Years after that brutal morning, a lone warrior named Beowulf arrives with his men, stepping into a conflict shaped by an old killing that no one has fully faced. Hrothgar, king of Daneland, and a band of mounted warriors ride across a wide open plain under gray skies in pursuit of a massive man and his young son. They believe the man to be a monstrous troll. The chase leads them to a steep seaside cliff, wind-whipping salt air from the sea below. The father pushes his boy toward a narrow ledge and whispers for him to climb down and hide out of sight. As the son slinks away, the Danes lose a volley of arrows. Their shafts find the father, and he falls silently, his body plunging far down onto the rocky beach below. The Danish king strides to the cliff edge and for a moment stares at the boy trembling on the rocks, yet he spares him. Later, the young boy scrambles down to the beach. He finds his father's corpse, lifeless and sorrowful in its stillness. He tries to lift it, but the body is too heavy, the limbs cold and rigid. After a long moment of grief, he picks up a sword from the fallen warriors and with trembling hands severs the head from his father's body. Cradling the skull, the boy retreats alone across sand and rocks. Years pass. In a dark cave lit only by flickering torches and the glint of sea air beyond narrow openings, the severed, mummified head rests as a lonely monument. The boy, now grown into a huge, powerful man, sits before it. His face is hardened, grief and anger etched into every line. He stares for hours, perhaps days, silent. From that grief grows a bitter promise. Those who killed his father will pay. Slowly, he prepares himself, living apart from men, silent, brooding, hunched, waiting for the moment to strike. In the shadows of that cave, surrounded by memories and sorrow, the boy becomes a man, and the man becomes something else. His grief becomes fuel, and from that fuel burns a desire for revenge against the men who destroyed his family. When Hrothgar discovers 20 of his warriors dead inside his great hall, he withdraws into sorrow. The hall, once busy and loud, becomes quiet, and the people around him grow uncertain. The killings disturb the whole village, and the loss makes many feel that their old beliefs can no longer protect them. An Irish monk living among them urges the people to turn to Christianity, and several start to follow his teaching, hoping it will give them comfort. News of the trouble reaches Gateland. With the approval of Hygelac, king of the Geats, Beowulf decides to travel to Daneland with 13 of his men. Their purpose is clear. They are to help Hrothgar by finding and killing Grendel. When they arrive, Hrothgar receives them with respect, although the village looks tired and worried. The Geats notice that many people speak quietly and avoid the Great Hall after what happened there. At night, Grendel comes into the village again. He moves through the area but does not attack. When he becomes aware of Beowulf and his men, he turns away and leaves rather than start a fight. Beowulf wants to understand more about the creature. He meets Selma, a witch and seer known to the villagers. She explains that Grendel will not fight him because Beowulf has done nothing to harm him. Beowulf listens but is unsure what to make of this idea, since he came to face the creature directly. A villager who has recently been baptized offers to guide Beowulf's group to the cliff above Grendel's cave. He says he is no longer afraid of dying and wants to help. They reach the cliff, but the way down is steep. With no rope, the Geats hesitate and none of them climb down. They return to the village without seeing the cave. Later, the same villager is found dead at the bottom of the cliff, his body broken from the fall. Feeling responsible, Beowulf returns to the cliff with his men and a rope. This time they descend and enter Grendel's hidden cave. Grendel is away, but inside they find the preserved head of his father, placed carefully as a kind of shrine. One of Beowulf's men, angry about the deaths in Hrothgar's hall, strikes the head and damages it, breaking the quiet space Grendel had kept for many years. When night falls, Grendel returns to Hrothgar's great hall where Beowulf and his men sleep. He moves quickly, finds the Geat who had desecrated his father's skull, and kills him. After that, Grendel jumps from the second-story rafters, attempting to flee. Beowulf springs a trap and catches him by the right arm. Grendel struggles, but refuses to be taken alive. In that struggle, he cuts off his own arm to escape. Bleeding heavily, Grendel crawls back toward the same beach where once he discovered his father's corpse. He reaches the shore, wades into the cold sea, and collapses between sea and sand. There, a mysterious webbed hand rises from the water and pulls him under. Grendel dies, claimed by the sea. The next morning, Hrothgar speaks privately to Beowulf. The king reveals that many years ago he killed Grendel's father for stealing a single fish, yet spared the small boy out of pity. That decision, Hrothgar admits, set all the tragedy in motion. The Danes take Grendel's severed arm, nail it high in the hall as a trophy, and life in the hall becomes lively again. The mood lifts, and there is relief that the danger seems to have ended. But peace does not last. Later, Grendel's mother, known as the Sea Hag, strikes back. Under cover of darkness, she attacks the Danes, kills some men, and reclaims her son's arm. Beowulf decides to confront her. He returns with his men to a hidden entrance beneath water inside Grendel's cave. Diving through an underwater passage, he finds Grendel's body on the far side of the cave. As he examines the corpse, the Sea Hag appears. She wields her own power, but Beowulf grabs a sword from among her treasure and fights. In the final moment, he kills her. When the battle ends, Beowulf notices a strange boy with red hair watching from the shadows, the child of Grendel and the witch Selma. Beowulf does not harm him. Instead, he places Grendel's body gently in a shallow grave by the sea and builds a simple marker over it, a kind of tomb. With respect, he gives Grendel a modest burial. Soon after, Beowulf and his Geat warriors leave Daneland by ship. Before they depart, Beowulf warns Selma. He tells her she must hide her son, for if the Danes find him, they may kill him as they did his father. Selma nods silently, her face showing sorrow, but also quiet resolve. As the ship drifts into the horizon, the land of Daneland disappears behind them. In those final days, the story ends not just with the defeat of a monster, but with grief, regret, mercy, and a fragile hope that a new generation might find a different path.